Hey guys, Big Mike 717 Outlaw coming at you here today with a range day tech. We are going to be taking a look at the disassembly, cleaning, and reassembly of a Kimber 1911, and this one happens to be the Eclipse Pro II. So we have the magazines out. We're going to put these off to the side. We will get to those at the end. So we have the gun in this position with the slide locked back. Now make sure the weapon is clear, just as a heads up, because I know some people will get on me about that, but it's something good to always do. Make sure your gun's clear prior to cleaning. So what you're going to do with this is, you notice here there is a small hole near the bottom of the slide. Most Kimbers come with a tool. Unfortunately, this one did not. I don't know if it was like that by previous owner or what. But I managed to take a paper clip and bend it to basically what looks like an Allen wrench. And all you're going to do is stick that right in that hole, and you're going to want to let the slide go, but when you do not let it go home really fast, or it'll shear that pin off, and then this is going to get stuck inside that, and it'll cause a whole lot of issues with your recoil spring. So we let that go. The tension is all on here with the spring now. What you're going to do is slide the slide forward to where this little lip right here is at the top of your pin. Now once it's there, on the opposite side there is this small little bump that sticks out. You're going to push on that, and what that's going to do is it's going to separate that pin from there. When you pull it out, it is going to click. That is just this back part here for your safety. Pull that out completely. That is out, and what that did is that released the barrel. So now what you can do next is just go ahead, take the slide all the way off. Do not mess with this assembly. Keep the hammer down, and if you want, keep the safety on, just so that way the hammer can't go down again, because that can cause a whole lot of issues with reassembly. So once the gun is broken down into this format, what you're going to do is slide your spring out. So that, keep the pin or keep your little key in there, so that way your spring and everything doesn't go flying. And what you're going to do, instead of pulling the barrel out of the bottom like most semi-automatic pistols do, the 1911s, you actually slide it right out of the front, and it fits right in that gap. So pull that out. Now we have the gun broken down into its key parts, which are your trigger mechanism, your spring, your barrel, and your slide. We're going to go ahead and clean all of these components with Hops number 9, and we're going to use Rem oil to lubricate all of the metal on metal contact points, which is also a very big thing to do in these guns since it is an all metal construction. Now that we are pretty much at the final stage just before assembly, what we're going to do is take our Rem oil. Since this isn't a nice squirt bottle, usually on these 1911s there's a groove on the top of the barrel that's going to be metal to metal contact. So what we're going to do is just spray a little bit of oil in there, let that sit. We're also going to spray oil on the mechanism here, and then we'll put some on a little rag and just put it in these grooves on both sides, since that's going to be metal to metal contact as well. Now that we have that in, just go ahead and, like I said, just wipe it in the groove. That way there is oil in there. Alright, so we have the gun oiled. And also, don't forget to put a little bit of oil on the recoil spring. That way this will glide nice and smooth. So we're going to go with our final assembly. Take your slide, just reinsert your barrel. And now the barrel has this small little keyway here. Make sure that that is, I guess, down when you go to put the gun together, because you want that pin to line up with that hole. So we have it set up there. Now you're going to take your recoil spring. Now on your spring you'll notice that it does have that little bump that goes on the bottom of the barrel, and it slides all the way to the front. It will technically lock in place. That's the position that it is in. Go ahead and start sliding the slide on. Now this is where things can get complicated depending on how you're doing this. Now what you're going to notice, well, other thing too, is now that you are putting the slide on, take the safety off, but watch the trigger, because you don't want to hit that, the hammer goes up, it'll throw things way out of whack for you. And you're going to go ahead and take the slide back. It will start to get a little bit stiff, but that's because the spring is starting to engage. And you're going to line up those holes again, and now you're going to line up that hole there where the pin goes. Right there is our slide. Go ahead and insert this. Now the thing that can be a pain is getting this little end on the key in here, because there's a small pin that sticks out, and what you want to do is keep it just above the gun. You don't want to really scrape along here. Just push it up. It'll get above that. Whoop, it didn't that time. There we go. So it's above that pin, and it's also in the groove right there. Just push it all the way through. And final part, I always team to do this, is put the webbing on my hand here, pull the slide back just that extra little bit, and what you're going to do is you're going to free up this tool, pull that out, and let the slide go home. Now since we did have that oil in there, what we're going to do is kind of cycle it, or rack it a few times. Whoops. And she seems to be operating very smooth. We'll go ahead and do a final wipe down, and that will be it. Guys, we did the final wipe down. She is looking amazing. So we're going to go ahead and end this video on this. I hope you guys do like this video. I hope it was informational to get you the proper breakdown, cleaning, and reassembly of a Kimber 1911, the Eclipse Pro II. And if you want to know anything more about this gun, go check out my last video, which is range day, where we actually did some field testing with this and got to put it through its paces and see what 1911s really do. So alright guys, like always, don't forget to drop a like if you like this video and it helped you out. Don't forget to drop any comments if you want to know anything more about disassembly on the 1911. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also hit that little bell next to it for notifications on the newest videos that I will be putting out. Alright guys, as always, be safe, shoot straight, have fun, and I will see you on the next one.